Hello, Star Wars players. Welcome to another exciting episode of Star Wars CCG Holotheatre. My name is Jerry, Queso Sauce. With me, as always, is Dan.
Hi, everybody. We're having a little bit of a technical difficulties right now. That's on me. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, all right.
Boom,
Sorry
we're
to hear that.
live. I'm sorry about
Oh,
that. Yeah.
should we just start over?
No, we're good. We're good. We're live.
Hello, Star Wars players. We're live now.
We are 100% live. You can
Yeah,
actually see us
everything is running according to plan.
now.
How we doing? It's our NPC preview episode, and with that in mind, we have a special guest, Bill Kafer, who is NPC picker guy of sorts.
Picker guy.
How you doing? How you doing, Bill?
I'm doing well. How you doing, guys?
Doing all right. We are, trying to stay indoors and flatten the
Stay out of
curve and all that good stuff.
Stay out of trouble. Enjoying life as we can. Play some Star
All
Wars.
good things.
Well, I mean, I'm playing Star Wars. I got two OCS games this month. How many do you guys have?
I've got two.
I haven't played any yet, but I am planning. I've been tinkering with some dark side.
Planning.
So
Yeah.
I'll
When you get on Bill and my level, then you can talk.
I'm not talking. You talked.
Well, I mean,
I
yeah.
am currently undefeated against
Same.
Holotheatre host in the OCS. So
Yeah, I guess you did.
throwing
You
that
did
out there.
last month.
I was going to say, yeah, you and I haven't played. So, I mean, I'm currently sitting undefeated this month.
Nice.
So-
Keep it up. Keep it
Nice.
up.
I haven't won yet.
Dope. You did what? 8-4 last month, or 9-3?
8-4, yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Okay. I was
solid.
your last game, I think.
Yes.
Towards the end there, there was a big cry for
turned out to-
people of getting games in, so I
Yeah.
decided to help out.
Yeah, very meaningful game, apparently.
Hey,
Yeah, I ended up pushing some SOS and changing things around a little bit.
Jerry, you and I need to play at some point.
Well, we can't pre-schedule games, so let's
Well,
just.
I'm just saying, just in general, I'd love to get a match in between you and I. See who's
Yeah, we
the
go.
better host.
Maybe we can do that for a Holotheatre episode when we don't have much to going on or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the NPC's in 2 weeks. Actually, it's about a week and a half at this point. So get ready for that, everybody. As Jerry said a little bit ago, we have the pleasure of Mr. Taco Bill Kafer. He's usually one of the three people who decides what the bracket's going to look like. Normally it's him, Greg Shaw, and Chris Goglin. They all join together and combine 64 people into a logical and airtight bracket. So
Definitely airtight.
how did this year's? Do you want to say how did this one go about, Bill?
So this one's a bit interesting, right? Because we're moving online. So I don't know about you guys, but I felt like online isn't quite the same as playing live, right? So we tried to look at how people did online. That was definitely a bigger factor than it's been in past years, all the way from the top right down to the bottom, right? So definitely an interesting one. Also challenging this year is we had a lot of teams with people that are ranked very closely, right? So kind of what we do is put people in a group of 6 to 10 people about the same play skill and stuff, so we can move them around up a space, down a space, things like that. So we had a couple teams that a lot of people were right in the same area, and then further complicating matters is the super team of the new allies that we had to kind of geographically separate as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting too.
Is the
Team
new
five,
allies?
totally
Yeah,
strong.
Team 5 is new allies, right? The old.
No.
It's a different
No.
team. Oh.
Yeah, do you not know the new allies?
I guess I'm out of the loop. No one wants to play test with
God.
me. I'm on
Yeah,
Team High
Team
Ground.
Allies started as Team Jersey. We then absorbed Team Atlanta. Then we also picked up a couple people from Minnesota.
Okay.
So we're slowly taking over the world. Maybe the US.
Was that the literally the team after Seattle where everybody went out to dinner at the steakhouse? I want to say it was Sunday night.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it was like Charlie, you, B. Fred, Kessling,
Yep.
and all
Mishki.
them. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right.
you
That's
guys-
a pretty good little slice of dudes.
I think we're up to
so
16 now, so we can have our own little quadrant next year.
So, are you guys going to be the new KTOD, or are you going to
In
try
that
and
we're
like?
gonna win everything, or what?
I mean, you guys have a pretty formidable team. I mean, like I said, you have Mishki, you have Brian Fred, you have Kessling. You have yourself, Chris
Charlie.
Oakland, Charlie, Shaw. That's a pretty substantial American team right there. And I mean, you guys have made a lot of top apes. You guys have made a lot, won a lot of stuff. I mean, Mishki just came in second to World Sebastian. So, I mean, maybe you guys are going to be the new version of KTOD.
We do have the reigning continental champion, I believe, and the reigning GemPC champion. So, no big deal.
Yes, that is 100% true.
The runner-up at Worlds.
Yeah.
A runner-up in indoor.
Need to start getting some less runner-ups and more wins. I guess you got
Greg's
continentals
team,
with Greg.
So
Yeah, Greg is definitely, I'd say, your guys' Greg or Gogolin be your strongest players.
Oh, I disagree. I think Mishki easily.
Yeah,
Mishki's
probably.
Yeah, Mishki's pretty good.
Mishki's really good at this point. I mean, Mishki has gone from being a 14-year-old kid who everybody makes fun of to a 21-year-old kid who everybody makes fun of, and participating well in Star Wars tournaments. But yeah, I wouldn't look at Mishki and say he's going to be a stepping stone, essentially. But no, I mean, you guys
definitely ask him about his car next time you see him.
Oh,
I'll just leave it there. That's fine.
All right. All right. I like it.
I mean, everybody has a story about like somebody in the community. I know that Mishki is one of those people. I love to sit and cross from the table, and not play Star Wars, play Avalon or Werewolf, just because he's got one hell of a tell. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to out him. So. But yeah, do you want to like go over like what you guys were doing with the bracket? Like you were getting into that.
So, yeah. One of the things we do every year, like I said, is put people in these groups of 6 to 8 people of similar play skills. So this year we kind of had we had like the top people, the people in contention for number 1 seeds, right? So like I think there were 6 that I had in contention for a top seed. It was the 4 that got them: Hayes, Justin Desai, Joe Olsen, and Chris Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
It was really tough to leave Reed out of a number 1 seed, and that's kind of where this online piece comes in, right? Because if this is live, he's probably a number 1 seed, but because it's on GEMP and he's not on GEMP as much as some of the other people, he got bumped to a 2. Mm-hmm. He is the highest number 2, so he gets to fight against Chris Kelly, defending champion.
Well, you're saying that Chris Kelly is the lowest number 1 seed? And that Hayes Hunter is the number 1 overall, like top dog seed. So
I had it between Hayes and Justin.
Well, why did you give it to Hayes over Justin? Just asking.
Is it? I mean, I don't think I specifically gave it to either one of them, to be honest with you. Just kind of like. Oh, you're saying because Chris is in his quadrant?
Well, no. So it goes Hayes, Desai, Joe, and then Chris Kelly. So what I'm saying is, what prompted you to pick Hayes Hunter as the number 1 overall and Justin as the number 2? Was there any?
Where I started, I couldn't tell you.
Okay. And I mean, it makes sense that Chris Kelly got a number 1 seed, being that he is the reigning champ and everything. Joe Olsen did perform well he performs well almost always on the OCS. He's always, he made top 4 worlds. He was a member of the Outrider Cup. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Reed doesn't like to play online, especially on GEMP. And when he does, the timer comes into play, especially with Reed. So I would say, with any, like you said, in person live event in Jersey, Reed's probably going to be the number 1 seed. So you're saying that would you put Reed over Chris Kelly?
It's tough, right? Because we've been doing every year the defending champ is the number 1 seed the next year. Yeah. And so that's something we would have had to wrestle with, but I think because it moved online, we didn't have to go down that road.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, but you know what? That's just a testament to the game right now. The fact that we had you went back and forth and saying, okay, this player is a number 1. This player has the potential, to be bumped up to a number 1, but we already picked 4 and everything, so they're gonna have to be a number 2. So,
and you look at like those 6, right? I'm including Brian in that one, right? I think Brian was in contention for number 1 seed as well.
Yeah.
Even like the next group, right? The next group, how are you going to say that Steve Baroni isn't worth a number 1 seed or Eric Hunter isn't worth a number 1 seed, right? Like that's super tough.
I mean, then you got Greg Shaw, who's a number 3. Tom Hayes,
Yeah,
who
there's-
won Worlds a couple years ago, is
Yeah,
a
the
number 3.
seeds are crazy good with
Yeah.
like Chris Werfs, Tom Hayde, Brian Fred, like
Yeah.
Greg Shaw. All those guys have like either won majors or been in top. Like so, it's got to be hard to sort of split the hairs between the top guys. Like, what about when it gets sort of towards the middle or towards the bottom guys? How do you sort of split those guys when you're talking about 10 seeds, 11 seeds, stuff like that?
So we generally rank we'll do the top 20 or top 16, top 20-ish, right? And so those people are going to go where they need to be. After that, you're mostly looking at teams, right? So I've been playing the game for 20 years now, right? I have some semblance of idea of general play skill of most of the players that we see in this tournament. And so one of the things I generally do when I submit my rankings to the group is how would I feel if I matched up against them in a tournament, right? Do I think that I would not want to match up against them? Then I'm going to put them above me. And do I think that's fine? I'll match up against them. I'll put them below me, right?
Fair enough.
So that's kind of where I draw my line. I don't know if Gogolin does something similar or not. It seems a little harder for him because I'm generally right in the middle there.
Yeah. Of Gogolin, you and Shaw, you're probably the lower of those 3.
You could say I'm the worst of those.
No.
But yeah, I mean, you also recently also made a top 8 at Endor and stuff. So I mean, it's not like you're sitting there, as a 16 seed or something.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, it's not like out of the 3 of you, and this is no offense to the other ones, I mean, you have a very strenuous job. I don't know what Chris does, and I don't know what Greg does, but I know you have a strenuous job. You're listening to chatter and everything, but I mean, right now, you do have the time to sit on and come on and play. I can tell by the fact that you're a little scruffy over there.
Oh, yeah. You guys like this?
That's
you know
scruffy
what?
for an Air Force guy.
Yeah, I was going to say, believe me, I know the feeling, Bill. I used to be in the Air Force and have leave for 2 weeks and everything, and I come back and I had to still be baby face, but after that 3rd or 4th week, it's just oh, I got a little bit of a something showing.
Because my wife hates it, so naturally I keep it.
Well, happy wife, happy life.
So yeah, Dan, do you want to maybe kind of go into hit or miss since most of our questions are sort of bracket related? Or
I think we should, but I was going to ask first. So Bill, why am I a 12 seed?
So I want you to know that at some point during this whole process, right, I had the 12 seeds, and it was all the commentators. So you were there, and I wanted Robbie to be a 12 as well.
Okay.
But the 12 in the brackets, right? A 12 always wins, and you are capable of that win. I believe in you.
You're putting me against Adam Trunzo, who has been on the show. He has made the top 8 at Continentals. He was in the top 16 at the OCS. So you're saying I have the potential to beat Adam Trunzo?
You do.
Okay, give me a deck then. Because
you don't want any of the decks I've been playing.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I mean, give me something to play that I would actually know. He would be okay, I'm not going to put Tartag on this at all.
How do you feel about Stunning Move? Easily my favorite dark side deck right now.
Yeah, I'm messing around with that a little bit.
But
for
that's
sure.
the thing. Everybody's playing a Stunning Move.
Everybody's playing right now.
Yes.
Give it 2 more weeks. Sorry, 10 more days, and you will not see as much as Stunning Move.
Yeah, I think you're right with that. Honestly, for me, I've been toying with ISB on one of my other accounts, as well as in-person games. I actually built a bunch of decks in person and had them all organized and everything. And one of the things I'm doing is playing fishbowl games. So
Dan,
ISB for me is probably the one that I'm looking at.
Sliding away, it seems like it's gotten a pretty good amount of traction.
I'm going to say this. I'm actually not using slip sliding away.
Interesting.
Way to go against the grain.
Well, I just, for me, I want to limit my opponent to what they can do. So my build is basically
So it gives up less icons.
It gives up less icons. It gives up more. It generates my force the way I want it.
Little slower, but maybe more.
It actually isn't slow.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
It actually is not slow, and the other thing it does, it mitigates all direct damage as well as force drain. So it might not win, but it's going to lose by 2 or 3 cards.
Well, keep it close in a match play. That's.
And then I play light side, and I'm just Okay, here comes OA. Boom. You know what? That's my strategy. I'm going to play the 2 most annoying decks I can to put my opponents to sleep.
It's not bad. Want to give a
So,
shout out to
Adam, if you're watching, I hope you stay up the night before and you like drain yourself to the point where you're so tired and I can just will you to sleep, you know.
All right, I wanted to give a shout out to a subscriber for 6 months, Nana Shiz Studios. I probably said that completely wrong, but
Yeah.
thank you for 6 months. I think that's a new foil for you at 6 months. So
Yes. Yeah,
thanks for the sub.
we got to get one of those cool little things that Chris has showing.
Yeah,
that-
they're not. Yeah, they're set up on Streamlabs.
Yeah.
We'll go through it. But
Yeah, it's not fun.
so Dan had his hot take about the bracket. I had one that I wanted to sort of get out there. So Dan obviously with his seeding. Why was he a 12 seed? That was his sort of hot take. Mine was just after I looked at the bracket, I thought that I liked the 6 seeds better than the 5 seeds. And so like the 6 seeds is like Lenny, Kyle Kruger, and Matt Wadden and Jared. Yeah. And like the 5 seeds is like Adam Trunzo and Jared Napolitano. And then so I don't know, is that a hot take or like Ryan Saracen's a 5 seed? I don't know. I think I like the 6 seeds better than the 5 seeds. Stubley is up to 5. They're close. Obviously, I get it, but I'm just more old school.
I'm going to say this. Jared's currently watching, and you basically just said that you like 6 seeds. So, Jared, are you going to take that? Jerry's calling you out, sir.
I mean,
come on.
It's
he just made the top. He just literally was the finalist for the GEM-PC. He beat Joe Olsen. How are you going to call the boy out like that?
He's already qualified for the OCS.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. He's playing very well right now. But I mean, historically speaking, he hasn't done much before this. Let's just say it that way. So, guys like Kyle Kruger or Lenny Rubin, who won Endor just a couple years ago, like I don't know, it seemed a little interesting. So there's some bulletin board material for y'all.
What has Kyle done for me lately?
Kyle hasn't done much lately.
Kyle's
awesome, and he's an incredible human being.
Kyle, yes, but that doesn't win you games of Star Wars. If that was the case, you would be undefeated.
Thank you very much. That was like the nicest thing you've ever said about.
Right?
So I will say the 5 seeds are generally, you'll notice they're like you said who they all were. They're all online players. Like, I don't want to put them in a hole or whatever, but like they're players that kind of cut their teeth online, right? And the NPC
like
is
Stubley
online.
And Adam and yeah. All right. So if you kind of give him the bump for that, then I can see that. So that's a good explanation, and that was a hot take. Some bulletin board material for y'all. So
as Jared said in chat,
I wanted to make a hot take. So
you know what?
I think I did all
Jared,
right.
I'm going to say this. I actually think I have Jared making it to the top 16. Whereas you have him losing in the first round, Jerry.
Yeah, I guess I do, don't I? Thanks for calling it out even more.
Yeah, just saying.
Damn, I have him losing in the first round too. Just want to throw that out there.
Wow.
I'm just trying to make it easier for Team High Ground member Justin to, once he upsets Desai, then he'll just have to get like through Seth or Killer Kiwi or something.
Sorry, wrong Jared. I apologize.
So you have Jared Consker losing in the first round.
I do.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine. JJD, yeah.
JJD, yeah.
He doesn't even watch Holotheatre.
No, he doesn't. So. Even though he's been on it before. So I think at this point, though, let's go into let's skip around and skip on into hit and a miss, swing and a miss, and hit.
Most of our questions have to do with the NPC or the bracket or whatever.
Yeah,
so we might end up kind of double talking if we keep going at this rate. So
always. It's just normally what happens on this show. So I think for the first one, though, we'll go with me. Actually, you know what? Let's start off with you.
Okay.
You only got 3, and I got 5.
I can steal your last one, and we can do 4 and 4 or whatever you want to do. So my first one is the Chris Kelly bracket is the strongest bracket, and I sort of put Chris Kelly, Reed Smith, B. Fred, Matt, HT, Trunzo, Kruger, and Dan.
Oh, thank you.
As the people in that bracket that make it so strong. Is that a hit or miss or hit? It's a hit or swing and a miss?
I don't know. Like, I gotta
Figure since
say,
it has like it probably has the 4 seed and the 5 seed, basically kind of what Bill was saying, with Reed being the best of the twos
so
and Chris maybe
my,
being
my
the
biggest
worst of
problem
the
with my
ones,
biggest problem literally with that bracket though.
Worst.
quote unquote.
Well, no,
The
okay,
lowest ranked
no, well,
or highest ranked. I don't know what you want to say.
I'm gonna say miss. I actually like the Joe Olsen bracket.
Okay.
That was
Yeah, I got
probably the hardest. That was probably the hardest one for me to complete. But at the same time, I mean, with Reed, with that Chris Kelly bracket, the biggest question mark for me was MHT. He hasn't played. I don't know how long he's played. So
He's been getting some games in. I've
he's
seen
been
him.
getting some games in, but at the same time, it's just
And
like
he's attached to good teammates, so I trust he'll be
Yeah.
prepared. At least prepared
I'm
enough
not. I'm
to.
not saying he won't be prepared, but what I'm saying is just has he played against the newer decks? Has he played against? Oh wait, has he gotten the reps with it? Has he played against like Legend or Map or
He'll
no
be there waiting
idea?
for you after you beat Adam Trunzo.
Well, I'm not going to discount that. I have MHT making it, and I have MHT beating me because MHT is MHT, and I'm just Dan Tortellini. But yeah,
Touche. You said it, not me.
No,
I
I mean,
am actually going to disagree with both of you because I think the Justin Desai bracket is the strongest. Just
That's
happened to be the way it
that's
came out.
the Justin Desai, Eric Hunter,
Tom Hayde
Tom
with
Hayde.
Charlie.
Team
And
High
then Jared
Ground,
also.
Justin Miyashiro's in that one.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'm going to say this again. Tom Hayde is a really good player, but everybody knows he's going to bring QMC. it's this thing. He loves QMC.
It's been known to happen.
Charlie, I mean, I'm going to say this. I almost beat Charlie on stream at Indoor. I mean, it was a really close match that came to time. Charlie squeaked out the win and everything.
Yeah, that was
I'm going to say this: if I wasn't as if it had gone like one more round, I think I could have pulled it out.
Yeah, I remember watching that one. I was rooting hard for you.
So I'm not just grounding. I like the Eric Hunter. I like Justin Desai. There's just too many question marks on that bracket. I think once you get past those two, it's going to be Desai or Hunter for me making the top 4 out of that bracket.
I think so. For me, I'm going to say swing and a miss to my own question, and I'm going to go with the Hayes bracket. Like the top, that bracket is to me, it's like super top heavy. It's got Hayes, Steve Baroni, and Greg Shaw. Like those 3 guys are all super good.
Yeah, my biggest problem with that is, and Justin pointed this out last week, Steve owns a bar or a restaurant. If he's called away, he's going to have to drop out. And that actually played in my mind because it's going to go, okay, so they are starting at 8 a.m. and this thing might go for a little while. So
I say it's better for Baroni if it's earlier if he has a bar.
Yeah.
But,
9 a.m. 9 a.m.
Yeah. But no,
I mean, it just based on if you're looking at it in a bubble, and you assume that they're going to play their games, like an Elite 8 game of Hayes versus Baroni, like that's championship level stuff right there.
Oh, I agree.
So, all right, let's go with your first one, Dan.
For my one, Chris Kelly is the easiest path to making the top 16 out of the number 1 seeds. So out of the number 1, so like we said, the 4 and the 5 seed for Hayes is Connor, and who was the 4 seed for the Hayes bracket?
Steve Harpster. Sorry,
Steve Harpster. Then you got Justin has Charlie. He has Justin Miyashiro, who I think
Justin could probably win the first game, but I'm not counting on my Team High Ground member to get through Desai. Desai's a legend. So
yeah, and then Joe has Chris Gogolin as a number 4.
Yeah, or Ryan Searson.
Or Ryan Searson. And then like I said, you have Adam Trunzo, MHT as a possible second round or as a possible third round for Chris Kelly. Out of those ones, I think he has the easiest path. I'll be honest.
Okay, so you're saying swing and a miss. It's a hit on Chris Kelly having the easiest path to Sweet 16.
Yes.
All right. I will say, yeah, I think that's looking at it here, I think it's a hit. What about you, Bill?
Man, you're asking me to say that people are better than other people?
I know, right?
You're the
it's
one
so judgmental.
You're the one who ranked them.
I did.
Yeah.
It's already pressure enough.
Yeah.
I would say that Hayes Hunter has the easiest.
Really?
Right.
Who's
Yes.
the 4 seed for Hayes?
Steve Harpster.
Steve
He's
Harpster.
going with Harpster or like
Or Connor.
Stubley.
You know what? I'm going to say this. Stubley gave Hayes a really good matchup at. I want to say they played at Endor, so
It was Endor top 4, yeah.
yeah,
They played top
And-
4.
yeah, and it was pretty close from what I understand. Like Hayes actually
No,
had to.
I judged that game, and it was definitely
Yeah.
a fantastic game to watch.
That was the one where he initiated a battle to
And then
avoid
it's a trap.
avoid the much anger and him damage,
Yeah.
and then it's a trapped his own battle. Yeah, like that game was
Yeah.
crazy. I think you had taken over commentary for me with Joe Olson or something on the mainstream, and me and Bill were inside watching that one at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good match, and I would love to see those two guys match up again in
Yeah,
Sweet
same.
16. That would
So-
be super sweet.
I actually did not do that on purpose.
Hey, but maybe it's a potential rivalry,
Yeah.
in the making, right?
Eric says there's a bunch, and I just didn't even look into that, to be honest. So
Oh yeah, that's what he said.
Well,
in the
I'm going to
Twitch
say
chat,
this. Like
yeah.
I played Joe Olson twice, so I'm kind of glad I'm avoiding him at this point. So thank you, Bill.
well, I heard that you didn't like Chris Kelly, so I wanted to give you the opportunity.
I have never said that I like. I have never said that I do not like Chris Kelly. Actually, I think Chris Kelly is a hell of a guy and everything. I just like to give him crap because he's a Yankees fan.
No,
If-
no,
As you should get.
it's a
I'm gonna-
noble cause.
If he liked a better baseball team, I would actually like him more.
Chris Kelly, this is for you. This is what I'm drinking tonight. I don't know where this is. I wish I was at the yard.
Nice.
Is that for Is that for like a Baltimore
I think it is, but
Camden Yard? Yeah. So okay, on to the
All right,
next
Dan,
question.
I'll go to my
You.
next one, or I'll steal one of yours this time, Dan.
Okay, fine. That's fine.
Yeah. So you went with Chris Kelly having the easiest path. So for this one, we'll go with the opposite. Joe Olson has the hardest path for making the top 16. So his path to the top 16 would be getting through David Dredge at the beginning, and then either the winner of Justin Carulli, Matt Scott, and then the winner of like Ryan Saracen, Chris Coughlin. So is that harder than any of the other paths to the for the 1 seeds?
I'm gonna say it's a hit. And don't discredit Chris Coughlin. I mean, like I said, he just won the Gent PC.
Right.
Matt Scott and Justin Carulli are both really good players. I know that both of them are testing really a lot for this tournament.
Yep.
So either one of those winning their first game and then going on to the second game for Joe Olson.
Yeah, either
It's
one of
gonna
those
be a
guys
good
could
game.
beat Joe Olson, and it wouldn't
Yeah.
be like the upset of the century.
Yeah. I mean, outside of that, I would say Desai's got the next hardest one.
I would
Yeah,
say
I'm
Desai
just-
has the hardest one, to be honest with you.
Really?
'Cause I think Jared puts in the games. Jared's going to know exactly what he's playing, and probably most of what Desai is playing. And then to even get to that point, getting past either Cal or Justin, who can bring such wildly different decks, and then Charlie, who is the definition of a wild card, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like that Charlie Jared game, if it happens in the second round, it would be definitely one you would want to watch, because that one
Mhm.
seems like it's a real good wild card against a player who's playing really well right now and on the way up. So but yeah, Bill, did we get you said it was Justin, and Dan, you went with Joe. So
Yeah.
looking at it here, I think I'm going to agree with Taco Bill here. And go with Justin's being the hardest. Maybe a little biased because of the 8th seed in that bracket is a good friend and a
Mhm.
teammate of mine. But like we just said, like Charlie or Jared, after getting through Justin or Cal,
Yeah.
like that's not
I-
not going to be
I
easy.
will say this: Justin Maraschino, I think he's one of the few, the next group to move forward. He plays a lot on Gemp. He plays a mean legend deck. I had the honor of getting destroyed by it in the consolation. So
Yeah, he was a really good Magic player for a long
Mhm.
time, and he just recently picked this game up in the last couple of years, and
yeah.
I've just been super blown away by how fast he's able to pick things up and
Well,
just completely.
I mean, Justin
take over.
Desai's a really good Magic player too. I mean, he
Right.
got on stream against an American Idol participant.
Okay, is that good?
That's a
It's
thing.
like
I don't follow. I
like
don't follow
legitimate
Magic.
American Idol, like the
Yes.
show
Was
about
it
singing.
Bo Bice?
No. No, it was one of
Bo Bice is my favorite.
there's a link on Slack. So if anybody's curious, Justin he submitted a link from a tournament a couple of years ago. So, but that's
It's in
another
the other games.
other
part of
games.
Slack.
Other
Other
games.
games.
All
Other
right,
games.
I'll take your word for it.
So,
Take
on
your
to
word
the
for
next
it. All right.
question.
Your next one, Dan.
Yeah, I think the next one. So, as in college basketball, the most common upsets take place in the 7 and 10 seeds in the first round. So, 2 10 seeds will upset a 7 seed in this year's MPC.
All right, so we've got 7-10 matchups as
Mhm.
Steve Brenson versus Sam Tashima Yoshi. We've got Mike Turner and Scott Lingrell. That one, flip a coin and just see what happens there. Mike Pistone, Andrew Moss, and then Mike Kessling, Aaron Kingery. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and say it's a hit because I can see Lingrell winning just
Mhm.
because he's Lingrell. I've played Lingrell in the NPC just like a year ago. It's not fun. I think it was an 8-9 matchup last year. So
Mhm.
that one I could see going Lingrell's way. No offense, Mike Turner. I love you to death, but just you don't know what the heck Lingrell's going to bring
No.
against you. Brenson I think is pretty solid as the 7 seed. I
Yeah.
wouldn't bet against him. And same thing maybe with Pistone, but Kessling's really good too. So I don't know. I mean, finding 2 is kind of hard, but Kingery can do it. He's a really good experienced player.
Yeah.
Andrew Moss, is really good. I'm not as familiar with his work, but yeah, I can easily see this going 2 10 seeds way for sure.
What do you think, Bill?
Damn, I actually have no idea how to answer this question, right? So like
Yes.
7-10s, right? I feel like all the 7s could win or all the 10s could win. Or
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
So my looking at this for me, the big ones that stuck out for me were one, the Scotland Girl Mike Turner matchup. Scott's one of those players. I mean, he can bring out anything. The dude builds so many weird decks, and you know what? He's good with them. So I think that because Mike's a good player, but he might not be prepared for what Scott's going to play. And Scott is probably the most prepared person out there. As
He's been playing a ton.
He's been playing a ton for 12. Yeah. And that's what Hayes Hunter said. So taking that into consideration, I'm just like, well, I can see it. And then for me, it was also one, the Aaron Kingery, Mike Kessling. Aaron Kingery coming out of retirement to play in the MPC, he's not going to come unprepared, especially being that it's online versus in person. And then even for me, the Andrew Moss, Mike Pistone
has been playing.
He hasn't been playing. So, and the other thing is, if you put him on tilt once, he's done. I've learned this from experience. If you get him on tilt in any way, he's done. He makes mistake after mistake.
Mike on tilt is Andrew Moss.
The least likely.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what? Hey, Andrew, if you want to play,
the nicest guy in Star Wars.
He is. Yeah, I agree. But what I'm going to say is, Andrew, if you want to know how to put Mike on tilt, hit me up. I know how to put Mike on tilt. I've done it many times.
Is it easier or harder to make people tilt online? I would imagine
it's
easier.
Harder. It's really easy. Yeah, for a lot of the people for the people who are easy to tilt, Mike Pistone, Reed Smith, it's going to be easier in this format because I'm going to say this: I think there's more pressure in this version of an NPC than it is in person.
Okay. I agree with that 100%.
Is there what's your guys' reasoning behind that?
I think just the level of scrutiny because you're going to have streamed games, you're going to have 30, 40 people watching at a time potentially, right? Mm-hmm. So that's actually the reason I didn't want to play because I didn't want to be that guy who sits there in front of 35 people and makes this stupid mistake.
Yeah, and not only for that, I was going to say, like with this one, there's a timer. You kind of feel safe with the revert option, and being that the revert option you only get like one per game, so you have to be on point. So whereas if you auto click too fast or you get distracted with kids, with having to go to the bathroom or anything, like there's a lot of outside distractions. Like you guys have lives. You guys have lives. like I have roommates. What's not to say that my roommates come barging in my door and they're like, "Hey, we got this question for
I
you." I'm
chopped
just like,
off my arm and I need your help going to the hospital.
yeah, exactly. Whereas with the safety of playing in a hotel where we're all just focusing on Star Wars, it's easy. Plus, the other thing is, I've got multiple monitors, and I like to like have multiple windows open at the same time when I play, especially even on the OCS and just regularly. So there's a distraction with that.
That's fair. All right, I'll go on to my next one. Bill sort of hinted into this one, so I'll pick this one. So for this NPC being online, we are going to try to do pretty much an unprecedented amount of streaming. The games won't be able to be spectated, but we're going to push everything to sort of the Twitch coverage. So with that in mind, it's a hit, swing and a miss. Twitch coverage will get 75 plus viewers during the NPC at one time.
Bill,
The way we're doing it, you think we're gonna get 75 across that?
I mean, I guess so. If we're streaming 3 games at once
May
and
I?
they each have 30, we'll take something like that. But
so from what I've heard, there's a bunch of plans on how to do this. One of the plans is we're going to have someone basically be the in-studio host, kind of like how CBS does it, and have like a bunch of different like images. So basically, we'll have like Bill on the screen, and then have like windows for each of the different games. So and like you'd be like, okay, if you want to follow this game, go to this, like follow this streamer. So
right. So yeah. So
I
if,
think
if we
you
do
know
it
what
that
I
way,
think. Yeah, I think
and
we could
have 4
easily.
streams with 20 people watching each one or
Easily.
something.
I'm going to
you
say
know?
this easily. I think we can get over 75 easily.
Is that 75 unique or is that 75 total?
Total.
Yeah.
I'm going to say total.
Yeah, total. Sure. I believe that.
All right, it's a hit because we're all optimistic, and
It's a
everyone's
hit.
gonna. The people who are here in this stream are going to be the ones doing the streaming. I mean, Dan's playing, so hopefully he will be playing as long as
Well,
possible.
I'm going to say this. Like, I mean, I'm not playing until 1 o'clock Eastern time, so I'm actually going to try and get up 8 o'clock Eastern time, so that's 5 a.m. my time to start the morning stream. So
all right, well, we got to
we'll
make
see.
sure that you're not watching stuff when you're still playing.
That's
and all
why
that.
I'm.
Yeah.
They will.
We'll make it work.
Well, everything's going to be ironed out in time for the PC. I think we're going to try. They're going to try and do a test run this weekend, so we'll let everybody know how everything's going to look maybe next week.
All right, what's your next one, Dan?
So my next one. So somewhat higher of a higher seed, so higher than an 8 seed. So that's like the 9 through 16 seed will make the top 16.
So you're saying one player higher than an 8 seed, so 9 through 16 will make the top 16.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to look at my bracket while someone else makes a decision. First.
I'm going to say absolutely, because that's how it always works, right?
Yes.
So, like, it could be because we got the rankings wrong and somebody's too low. It could be because somebody gets sick that weekend or something. But what's going to happen is somebody's going to make it. I think the person I'm looking at my bracket that I filled out. So top 16.
Yeah, I guess I can do that too.
I have one of them in the top 16. I have Brad Reinhold.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, in my top 16 prediction, I have none of them. So I will go with. Oh no, sorry, I do have no, I don't. Okay. Never mind. I will go with one that I was on the fence about, and that is Brendan Beatty. I feel like Killer Kiwi is pretty. Well, this is sort of on my
again.
Yeah, coming at Jared again all day with this, but I'm just assuming that Jared's gonna win, and then he'll play Brandon, and then Brandon can beat a guy like Jared. But it's not the easiest path. So and then you'd have to have Justin Desai or Justin Miyashiro or Cal. So that would be in the fantasy world of like Cal upsets Justin, and then Brandon upsets Cal to get to the top 16.
Would you mind checking my bracket too? I can't right now because I'm.
Okay, let's see. His name's Dan, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
In the Sweet 16, you picked. None of the seeds higher than that. So, are you just looking at the bracket now? I'm looking at your prediction, and you're pretty chalky.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this. I'm going to change my mind on one of the 12 seeds.
Is his name Dan?
His name is Dan. I think this guy is going to make the top 16.
I like it.
And the reason I'm going to make the top 16 is just so I can get the chance to play Chris Kelly and show him
that one would have to be
something.
on stream.
Something.
Right.
I'm going to show him something. But yes, I'm going to make the
hopefully
top
it's
16.
Hey, keep it PG.
Yeah, nothing inappropriate. Don't show him anything like that.
I'm not you guys. I'm not Bill, who has various glassware behind him.
No, I don't. What?
Well, I'm talking about the fact that you have like trophies and stuff.
Well, so funny story. I had to get on a Zoom call this morning with my unit, and so I had it was not the Star Wars wall yet; it was the top shelf wall, and I got called out on it by my senior master sergeant. So,
May I say,
that
I
has been
like.
changed.
Is that a bottle of Blue Label behind you?
Yes. There's a second
Nice.
one that I got for my wedding 4.5 years ago in the closet still.
I was going to say,
Damn.
you and I are men of taste.
Yeah, but is yours inscribed from Greg Shaw?
Ooh.
No, I got mine the day I got out of the military.
I got mine the day I got my enlistment bonus. Is that first one? So
Is this stuff like super expensive? Because I just don't know.
It's like 200. It's like $200 a bottle.
All right. Hopefully it's delicious.
It is.
My turn.
So no, I think we got
Drink
one
my
last
cans.
question. I'm going to do this one because this is. So we're going to have a Hunter final.
That's,
Eric versus Hayes.
Hunter final.
Hunter
Let me see
final.
what I picked on my prediction. I don't think I have that.
I know I don't have that. But
I
I'm
have
just
Justin
saying.
Desai winning. I have Justin versus Hayes. I have Eric losing to Justin. To get into the top four. So
Same.
that's close enough. But I think that would be awesome. But I don't think it's gonna happen this year.
You know what? I would love to see it. I really would. I mean, Eric helped me. Like after I got to play Justin last month in the OCS, and as soon as I'm done, Eric was like, "I was watching that. Here's some pointers and everything," and I'm just like, "Awesome, man." So I'm actually probably going to change my thing and say, yes, we're going to have a Hayes Hunter versus Eric Hunter final. So
All right. What about you,
I
Bill?
got to edit my bracket after this.
I am going to say swing and a miss. I got my boy Brian Fred winning the whole thing.
B
Having
Fred.
getting that Hayes Hunter.
Wow. So
That would
you
be
have
awesome.
him beating Reed Smith,
Hayes.
Chris Kelly, and Hayes. Hey, Chris, you hear that? He has you losing to B. Fred in the top 8. I know you're watching, Chris, because I was talking smack about your Yankees. I mean, what have they done lately? Nothing.
Fair enough.
Fair, yeah. So that was swing and a miss, hitting a hit.
It's a hit, swing and a miss.
Yeah, what he said. So, you know what? I think it's time. So we recently started some new things. The first one being a deck building challenge. So the first one was building a light side deck around the trash compactor and then winning. Again, Paul.
That was Tech Terror, Paul
Tech Terror,
Coggins,
yeah,
Team High Ground.
He played it.
Lost to Justin Desai, but it
lost.
was super close, and it was worth the effort. Was worth the price, that's for sure.
Yes. And then last week we had Ryan. The week before we asked Ryan Saracen, we asked players to do a set your course with blowing up 2 planets and winning. So Ryan Saracen actually completed that. So last
he did that
week,
one in like a day.
Yeah,
it was crazy fast.
Yeah. So last week,
one I had to remind people on Slack during the week, like, "Hey, come
Yeah.
on, guys, let's get
Like,
this one going." This
seriously,
week's
people.
challenge was Court of the Vile Gangster. Eat 2 characters with a Sarlacc or Rancor and win. The submission that Ryan sent us.
We actually have a highlight. So
yeah, we have a highlight that Dan's going to show. So we'll go ahead and pull that up.
So this is from the battle where his opponent was playing Agents in the Court. Jaw was. Ryan came down with Bosk with Mortar Gun. The Bosk's Mortar Gun was buried. He then came down with IG-88 with Riot Gun, Greedo, Ponda Baba, and Velkin Tazari, and was able to fire at Luke and capture him with a blind 7. So, yeah, a blind
Fantastic.
7
Hunting party always in your deck.
apparently, and it he was actually able to play that card later in the matchup and do a point of damage after he captured a 3PO with his part showing.
In every deck. It's that good.
Well, it's a Destiny 7. I mean, if you're capturing people, which he is, I mean, he did start all powered or all wrapped up, which again he was able to use to capture a 3PO. Yeah. So he, like we said, we captured the Luke, and then subsequently moved him over, got out the Rancor pit, had a turn or two with sitting around waiting for the Rancor to show up in his hand, deployed the Rancor, and was able to nom 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 on Luke and put him out of play.
It's a trap and nom on that. So yeah, that's super fun. Thanks, Ryan.
Yes, thanks, Ryan,
for being so awesome and doing this. Hopefully, your inspiration here will inspire some others to get active and
more
do these.
People involved. I mean, I would love to see
you guys
some
are
more.
all. We can't just keep sending prizes to Ryan every week, guys. Come on.
I mean, he's getting the same prize he's getting for winning the Set Your Course thing. Come on, people. It's not that hard. So, you know what? Actually, I'm going to throw people a softball this week. This week, we're asking people to build a light side deck around Watch Your Step. What you have to do this week is you have to take the Kessel. You have to play the Kessel run twice, deliver the Kessel run to Kessel twice, and win. That's not that hard.
That one seems a little more easily.
Yeah,
easily to pull off with.
And you know what?
There's Lebo, there's the Outrider and stuff. There's things you can do to make that go pretty quick. Or maybe the double move Falcon might be a participant.
You know, actually, do you think that's possible, Bill?
Oh, I bet you this gets done in the Premiere to Death Star 2 or Premiere to Reflections 2 format.
Okay. You know what? I will take it. So to do this, I mean, once somebody does this, all they have to do is send a PM to myself and Queso saying that they did it with a game link. Ryan, I'm sorry, but I'm going to disqualify you from this one. You did too, man. At least let some other people try. You can try it. I'm not saying you can't, but you're not going to get anything.
No, we want to encourage people to try, but like I said, we can't keep sending one prizes to everybody, but or the same guy over and over again.
Yeah,
and you know what? This one could be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to it.
The other thing is, you know what? If you decide not to do 2 Kessel runs, and if you do 1 Kessel run plus a Rykar's race,
Rykar's run, you mean?
Yeah, Rykar's run. You can do either one or a combination of 2. So if you do 2 Kessel runs or 2 Rykar runs, that counts too. 2 runs. I want to see 2 runs.
Crazy run guy. I'm looking at you.
There you go. Yeah, CRG is definitely.
You know what? I want to see CRG do it just because he's a running guy.
That's right. He's the cool running guy.
May I offer an additional challenge?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Always.
I want you to win a game while also having all 4 of my dark side cards in play.
Ooh.
All right.
So you don't know. This is Black. This is Lord Sidious. This
always
is
2 there are.
Always 2 there are, and this is the not so often played Punishing One.
Punishing One. I was like, it's the Houndstooth or the Punishing One? Yeah, it's the Punishing One.
I was gonna say, out of all of those, there's only like one playable card.
There is absolutely no synergy between those 4 cards. So good luck.
You have an Imperial ship, a Bounty Hunter ship, a Dark Jedi Master. I mean, always 2 there are, and Sidious is synergy.
Yeah. He does pull it, so
he pulls it. So
do you have
there's
to
your synergy.
You just have to have him in the deck, is what you're saying, though.
You have to play all 4 at some point.
You have to play all 4. Okay. What is your prize? What is the prize?
I will find something in this magic wall behind me that is Star Wars cards related.
Okay.
All right.
Off the top of my head, let's go with your choice. You could either have an oversized Mara card, or I have a whole bunch of extra OTSD boxes. So if there's one
pretty sweet
particular you want,
Yeah,
they are open. They are empty. They are not sealed.
They're
and
not
full.
sealed.
I still need. I will say this: if anybody has any extra OTSD boxes. Please, I'm missing a bunch. I've only got 3. I'm looking to get them all. I'm trying to get everything cool Star Wars. Like Brian Fred is hooking me up right now with all the Japanese cards. I think I'm missing like 35 for all of them. So, but that's again side point.
For my wedding, we used the OTSD box for the ring bearer to like use to carry down the aisle. It was fantastic.
How did you get married?
Dude, I got myself the best one ever. It's pretty awesome. So
if somebody really wants, hang on a second here.
Uh oh, Bill's pulling out the special prizes. How about some of that liquor?
He's not sending you a bottle of his blue label.
Go too far. No, I'm not. There's the Taco Bill OTSD box.
Yes, I remember those from SoCal long ago. I had one.
I'm sorry, Harpster. I'm not selling you any of my foil Imp Starter class destroyers or my foil Corvette. Steve Harpster's on. I love it. We got Steve Harpster on the show.
Harpster's in chat.
We
nice,
need
buddy.
Harpster. I want you on here, Harpster, at some point.
Yes, that would be a lot of fun.
That would be.
To have Harpster.
So, Bill, I need you to close down the your Twitch channel, your Twitch website for a few minutes.
It's the card of the week spelling challenge.
It is. Before we get into our cards of the week, we're gonna do a little. So this is something else that we did. And
yeah, so we're gonna ask you to spell a card, a title of a card, just don't look at Twitch because people will be spelling it.
Because I'm about to put this up.
So
okay, so your card. One second.
Let me tell you, because I know you picked a harder one, but I have a buddy who's big into Star Wars lore, but is not a Star Wars card player. And we were at trivia, and the answer was Wedge Antilles, and I wrote down Antilles, and he yelled at me because I spelled it wrong. And I was adamant that I had spelled it right, but I was completely wrong. So I do not expect to do this well.
Oh, why is that?
So, Dan, are you just waiting for... Are you loading it into Twitch, or can we just tell Bill what the card is?
Go ahead and tell him. I'll actually put the card up in a second. I'm sorry, something happened with the card.
So, Bill, your card is Pukamir Thriss.
Oh, boy.
Jabba's Palace, light side alien, the Cloud City alien who enhances your drains.
All right. PUCUMIR TH
Come on.
RYSS.
Okay, so say it again.
One more time.
No. PUCUMIR.
Okay, that's correct.
RYSS.
Correct.
We have our first winner.
First winner of the spelling challenge in the 3 or 4 weeks that we've been doing this. So,
Bill, congratulations. You will get a prize. Your prize, once I get back to work, will be an oversized Legend objective.
Oh, wait, hold on.
No. This is not going to be like a slip or anything. This is actually going to be objective that we make and provide you.
I just want to know. We do have that already.
All right. So now after the spelling,
do you have a foil one?
No.
Okay, you're getting all of our prize winners will get foil ones.
Foil, Legend, objective, oversized. Come on.
Excellent.
All of those words put together. I mean, that's just amazing.
I try. So yeah, that was our spelling challenge. Bill Kafer is our first winner.
Yeah.
How about that?
Bill.
So you beat out.
Damn.
So Scotland Grell. Scotland Grell, Batmouse, and Justin Desai. You were the first one out of the 4.
Were they all Pukamir?
No.
No, we used different ones.
Let's see. Scott got a random alien from. No, he got Palio Richard.
Yeah.
And then Batmouse got Captain Hera, and then Desai got Bascal, one of the senators from.
You gave him a senator and you didn't get it right?
Right? That's what I was saying. Like, I felt that was a softball. Okay, so yeah, we'll go into card of the week. Jerry, we're going to start with you.
Start with me.
Yeah.
I got Dark Side this week, and so I went with a new card, a set 12 card that I've been using, enjoying playing with. Aura Sing with Blaster Rifle. I know, obviously, I'm not alone in this, and in this card kind of being exciting right now because it just came out, and she just adds a lot of utility to Dark Side decks right now with an extra character that can, hit against Jedis by drawing 2 Destiny. That's really awesome. She's power 4, ability 4, draws Destiny on her own. She's a bounty hunter. You can play her in AOBS. You can play her in Scum. You can play her in Hunt Down. Like, she's just rad right now. So definitely been digging Aura Sing with Blaster Rifle. What about you guys?
Oh, she's amazing. She's probably the best character card in the set. Don't get me wrong. I like Gideon. I mean, I'm a big ISB guy, as everybody knows, but she's just solid. I mean, she draws
Dark
just
Side needed a character like that.
Yeah, it's been missing something like that for a while.
Aura is a strictly better Mara Jade, in my opinion, just because you kind of have the opportunity cost playing Mara Jade with Saber now because you can't play the ship then, right? Because that doesn't make much
She's
sense.
Cheaper.
You get a Destiny increase. I mean, 1 versus 2, but still more than 1.
Right.
A bounty hunter for things like Jabba's through with you, for court, for pick a
AOBS.
thing, and then the synergy with quietly observing, making her a 4 is just ridiculous to me.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Her Destiny number being +2 from quietly observing V. So
Yeah,
that is a good one.
yeah. I mean, AOBS needed her. Scum kind of needed her. She works well. I mean, Scum's biggest problem is getting rid of Jedi at this point, and with her, and now you can play like Boba Fett Bounty Hunter. You're drawing 3 Destiny, and you're shooting a Jedi. That's really good. So yeah, she's really, really, really solid.
Yeah, so obviously it was pretty low hanging fruit with her because she's new and she's fun and she's exciting, but definitely feel like she's worthy of being the card of the week.
Yeah. And then for our light side card of the week, I'm going to go with an old school card. I'm going to go with Master Qui-Gon V.
Oh, the James Bookers, right?
James
or is
Booker,
it Brad
yeah,
Ives? Bookers, right? Yeah.
Booker. Yeah, I want to say it's Booker. But no, this card is really good. I like it just because, okay, if you're playing Throne Room, I mean, everybody knows that Qui-Gon with Saber is really good. But now with Side Tour, you can pull out your Qui-Gon's lightsabers. You can pull this guy out now. I mean, he plays -1 to any of your Episode 1 locations. Well, Throne Room plays Episode 1 locations. So, like, you can go down to the Battle Planes for 6 instead of 7, and he's really, really good against ASM because he can just go down to any of their sites. He's pretty hard to hit. He has full immune to attrition. He's immune to disarmed, and you are beaten. So that's really good. And not only that, if you're taking ping damage of any kind, you can pull any Episode 1 interrupt with the exception of Alter, Sense, and Control. So, like, you can get your Wisas, you can get your Odin Nestler combos, you can get your any good utility from Episode 1 cards. So, I mean...
Yeah, senses, alters, that kind of stuff also.
You can't get those, though. It says so in the card.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that would be
that.
really bad if you could get those, being that he's a Destiny 7.
I thought it was just accept control, right?
Sense and alter. You can't get control.
Yeah, you can't get control. You can get sense or alter. That's what I said.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm a big fan of Master Qui-Gon, especially with combined with Jedi Business and the deploy minus he gets from that. Like, he ends up being deploy 5 to a lot of Episode 1 sites.
Yeah.
So that's pretty rad. If you're running Jedi Business, I definitely think you want to run with Master Qui-Gon if you're running with the matching sabers and all that stuff. So
I was gonna say I have him in my Throne Room right now. He gave Desai a bunch of fit. I played Wayne Cullen with his ASM recently, and Qui-Gon was giving him more fit than Luke or any of the other guys that I have in my deck. So the fact that he has full immunity is really good.
Oh yeah. Full immunity is it's special. And immunity, you are beaten and disarmed and things like that. Like, it's good. And he's obviously the hyperdrive one too, because he has the credits will do fine text as well. So I know guys like CRG are big fans of Master Qui-Gon because he's a big hyperdrive guy.
Yeah.
So I think that was just about what we had planned for tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed sort of the bracket breakdown and sort of with Taco Bill talking about how he and the other guys figured out the tiers and all that good stuff. We went through some pretty fun questions and all that. So Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
guys for being with us this week. Thanks again to Taco Bill. Good luck, Dan, and the NPC in a couple weeks. And yeah, awesome. Thanks, guys.
Good night,
May
Jens.
the force be with you.